white man into custody. CBS's Vicki Barker on a new report that finds white supremacist propaganda has hit record highs. The anti-defamation supremacist propaganda appeared in every U.S. state except Hawaii this past year, with the highest levels of activity in Texas, Washington, California, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. President Biden is calling his Russian counterpart a killer.
He will pay a price.
It's the president's first response to an intelligence community finding that Russia tried to denigrate him in the last campaign. Mr. Biden tells ABC he warned Vladimir Putin on the phone.
The conversation started off, I said, I know you and you know me. If I establish this occurred, then be prepared.
The president was asked how he might retaliate.
The price he's going to pay, well, you'll see shortly.
Putin is a killer, but he also said it's in America's interest to negotiate with Russia, as the U.S. just did for an extension of the New START nuclear treaty. Stephen Portnoy, CBS News.
Mr. Biden also weighed in on New York Governor Cuomo. The president tells ABC if an investigation confirms claims of sexual misconduct, Cuomo should resign. It appears California is on the way to a recall involving its governor.
Even Governor Gavin Newsom expects a recall election.
Reality is it's going on the ballot.
Today is the final day to gather signatures. Opponents of the recall say fringe groups are behind it.
Anti-vaccine QAnon extremists, violent white supremacists.
It isn't just extremists. Many business owners unhappy with Newsom's lockdown during the pandemic want him out. Angela Marsden is a restaurant owner.
California deserves so much better.
Newsom says he is confident.
We will fight it. We'll defeat it.
Steve Futterman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
CBS's The Talk is on extended hiatus after Sharon Osbourne defended British TV host Piers Morgan, who quit his show after panning Meghan Markle's claims of racism.
The generation he was born into, we were all taught to be royalists.
Former co-hosts have since detailed Osbourne's alleged use of racial slurs. This is CBS News.
Business and get an amazing deal on your business plan. Stop in-store today for details. Terms and conditions apply. See T-Mobile.com for more.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Circulate the air in your home with an attractive new fan from Menards. Check out our wide selection of Hunter ceiling fans. From a traditional look to modern flair, Hunter fans will fit any style in any room of your house. Save 11% on all Hunter ceiling fans. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through March 20th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
Your nose is the body's air filter, the first line of defense against airborne allergens, bacteria, and viruses. You wash your hands to protect your health. Now you can clean your nose with Navage. Online at Navage.com. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
It's 30 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. Deplorable conditions are being described at a Saginaw County house where 24 dogs were removed, one of which needed immediate medical attention. A man has been arrested on a domestic violence complaint, and that arrest paved the way for a search warrant of the home in Carlton Township where those 24 dogs were found. Carlton Township Police Chief Craig Oden says that 20 adult dogs and 4 puppies were found in a house on Shattuck. A veterinarian who examined the dogs says they are an American Bulldog mix. The dogs are now at the Saginaw County Animal Care and Control Center. Investigators obtained a search warrant and the dogs were removed. While it does not appear the dogs were being used for fighting, Houghton says there are indications the dogs are being bred. Some estimates indicated an American Bulldog mix like these could be sold for $2,000 to $3,000. The 37-year-old man is in the Saginaw County Jail and is expected to face a domestic violence charge, but animal cruelty charges are also being sought by police. Saginaw County Commissioners took a look at their budget calendar ahead of planned and requested spending. WSGW's Rick Antonio reports.
The board unanimously approved a $123,000 fund for job creation with Saginaw Future and nearly $343,000 in budget increases to allow for special elections this May and August, the funding of 3 additional clerk positions for the remainder of the year, part-time wage increases from the jail's budget, and rabies shots for 10 Animal Control Center employees. County Commissioners also recognized IT developer Pam Pelkey for her work on the Blood Search Warrant Solutions program, which has earned state honors and increased workflow efficiency for hundreds of law enforcement officers in the county. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
McLaren Healthcare and Walgreens have opened a new health clinic in Midland. WSGW's Ann Williams has more.
McLaren Care Now at Walgreens is an all-in-one, on-demand healthcare service that's now open inside the Walgreens at 931 South Saginaw Road. The clinic can take care of minor illnesses like ear infections and pink eye, plus injuries, wellness physicals, health screenings, vaccinations, a wide range of lab tests, some with immediate results. Even though it's inside Walgreens, healthcare providers at the clinic are employed by McLaren Health Management Group. You can walk in or schedule an appointment on McLaren's website. McLaren Care Now at the Midland Walgreens is open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday. Ann Williams, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time 9:07.
Drive green with Bader & Sons Company all year long and enjoy the ride. Run with us from now until June 1st and get an even better deal on 1 to 5 Series John Deere tractors with John Deere Rewards. Productivity and versatility are how we run. That's why the 1 through 5 Series John Deere tractors and attachments are engineered to help you mulch, haul, seed, sweep, plow, load, and of course, mow. Stop in today or buy online at greentractors.com.
Small business owners don't have the patience for nonsense, especially when it comes to their internet provider. They want the best services, best price. Simply put, that's Spectrum Business. They give you great value, zero nonsense. Just call 833-919-2121. You'll get fast, reliable internet and phone with no contracts and no hidden fees, all for a price that could cut your bill in half. Spectrum Business. Call today, 833-919-2121.
WSGW News Time now 9:08. Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton has charged a Mount Morris Township man with 11 felonies following a traffic stop Saturday night that resulted in the man being shot by Michigan State Police after he fled on foot and fired a gun at them. A 24-year-old Darian Malone is charged with counts of assaulting, resisting, obstructing police, 2 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of carrying a concealed weapon, 1 count of being a felon in possession of a firearm, and 5 counts of felony firearm. As a habitual offender, Malone would face an enhanced sentence if convicted on the pending charges. The investigation into the incident continues, in the actions of the state trooper who shot Malone and the driver of the vehicle who fled the scene. Despite mortgage rates increasing from historic lows, the housing market remains a seller's paradise. Here's Jeff Glover with Keller Williams Realty.
I don't foresee us touching the floors in 2021, but certainly getting to the mid threes is taking place, and that's a full point ahead of where we were not only last year, but even in the last few months. And that, a full point again may not seem like a lot, but if you go from 3.5 to 4.5, that's a 25% increase in a interest rate.
Glover says it's a good time to be a seller. When compared to last year, February saw the median sales price increase by more than 11% to just $195,000 for a residential home. A controversy is brewing over the future of a Ford plant in Ohio. More from Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
UAW VP Gerald Cole
unspecified action in the wake of Ford's decision to move production of vehicles planned for the company's Avon Lake, Ohio plant to Mexico instead. Those vehicles reportedly 2 electric crossovers. Ford, meanwhile, telling workers at the Ohio plant the decision was made because they need more of the big trucks that are built in Ohio.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 7520790. It's 910. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Some cloudiness is possible in the area early today, otherwise some sunshine, especially during the afternoon. Winds will be light and highs top out near 51 degrees. Tonight it becomes mostly cloudy, chance for rain developing after midnight. Snow can mix in at times as well. Lows drop to 34. Winds northeasterly 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday becomes breezy, chance for more rain and snow mainly before noon. Highs head into the lower 40s. Blustery with gradual clearing, lows fall back to 26, and then sunny and breezy on Friday and highs reach 39. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 27.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And it is a Wednesday, and good news for many because this may be the day you see stimulus check money in your banking account if you have direct deposits. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we're going to talk to Bay County Executive Jim Barcia. One of the things we'll talk about are the taxes being raised from marijuana sales in Bay County. And at 11 o'clock, we're going to talk to folks at the Saginaw Police Department about some initiatives they have going on. But for the first part of this hour, we have a program we're involved in, along with Rocket Grab Plus, called Restaurant Rescue. It's a program to provide money to local restaurants and save you some money at the same time. We're going to talk about that and the restaurant business this morning with someone who is deeply involved in it, involved in many restaurants, including the Mountain Town Station restaurant and brew pub, and a whole host of other restaurants, but we'll let him tell us about that. From Mount Pleasant this morning, we say good morning to Jim Holton. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. How are you today?
Oh, great, but don't make me feel so old. Call me Art.
Yes, sir.
Call me Art.
Hello, Art.
Good morning, Jim. We should tell everybody, too, Jim, we've had an association with Mountain Town for quite some time now because you were responsible for our 94.5 The Moose Ale, weren't you?
Yeah, it came through the 94.5 station over there, and we decided to do a collaboration brew with you folks over there, the Moose New Country Ale, and it was a huge success leading up to the pandemic before that hit.
That did shut things down a little bit.
And just wonderful to work with you folks on that.
Well, it was great working with you too. But let me ask you before we get into the restaurant rescue and that program, the restaurant business. I mean, anyone who's awake knows that the restaurant industry has had problems because of the pandemic. Just how serious was it?
Yeah, so this marks the 1-year anniversary, basically, of us being shut down. It was the 16th of March when the order came through, and I found myself sitting at my desk, holding my head going, what is going to happen? Because there were so many unknowns a year ago. How bad is this thing? Some people said, it just lasts a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Well, obviously that didn't work out. And so we were shut down. It was trying to minimize expenses. The hardest thing ever to do was like staff members. And they're unknown in what they were going to do and if there was going to be unemployment benefits and things like that. So let's fast forward a year from now. 3,000 restaurants are permanently closed in the state of Michigan because of this. we were closed a total of 159 days. That was the longest shutdown of all the states in America from there. Our sales on average were lower than 57 to 60% on average. And basically I say that because we were opened up a few months of very limited in-dining, and then we did have some carry-out options, which most restaurants found out didn't work really well if you weren't really a carry-out restaurant. The ones that worked well had the drive-throughs set up already and delivery services already, so those did okay. But the sit-down casual restaurants like the Mountain Town Station, the Summit Smokehouse, and my other one's Alma Brewing Company, those were devastated. It wasn't just the loss of product that we had. Food in the coolers, dry storage, those items that when you're just immediately shut down, hard to do things with, hard to get a hold of the soup kitchens to give them product that they could have, those type of things. So it was a devastating year for us, and basically about $250,000 or 250,000 jobs were lost in this industry. So you got all your managers, your cooks, your wait staff, anything that helps those restaurants. So it's your service companies that service your hoods, Ansel Systems, cleaning companies, suppliers, Coca-Cola, the list goes on and on, Cisco Food Service, Gordon Food Service. So the chain effect went down, all the way down through the pipe. And when you're the second largest employer in the state of Michigan, it hurt. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to recover from it, with our limited capacities.
And I was going to say, because in talking to some restaurant owners that I know, some of them didn't even open at 25% because that was just a guaranteed loss. And they're telling me at 50%, probably not going to make a profit, might break even, maybe. Maybe. That's a maybe, right?
It's hard to make a living in this restaurant business at 100%.
Yep.
So when you're forced at 50%, it makes it extremely challenging.
Has, the Restaurant Association in Michigan, my understanding is it's always been a pretty prevalent and strong group. They didn't have much luck dealing with the governor, though, did they?
Not much. The governor and their administration really didn't allow us a seat at the table to say, hey, okay, what are you going to do? Why are you doing this? And how can we help with information? We were doing studies and data out there showing that restaurants weren't a cause of outbreaks or problem areas from there. We know sanitation. We know how to keep things clean and keep our customers safe. We've been doing it for years.
You have to.
We have to. And we amp that up 100%. So not having a seat at the table was really a kick in the shorts, to be honest with you, just to say, where's your science? Where's your data behind closing us 159 days? What are the metrics to say when we can open? If we get to a certain percentage, why does it have to be the entire state? There are some areas of state that we're not seeing the outbreak problems and things like that. Why not allow those communities to open up? Why the entire state? And that was the hard part. When you see your surrounding states allowing more openings and having restrictions in just pockets of areas and towns that were a little hotter than normal, and I get that. And it was just a blanket shutdown, and that was very hard for us to fathom. And the association tried the best we could all the way through the courts, and we lost all the way around. And she made us pay for that. There's no doubt about that.
And it seemed to me at the time, because every time she made an announcement, so we're following the science, we're following the data. But as many times as they were asked to show the data, nobody ever saw the data.
100% correct, Art. You're exactly right. And that's what we asked for. Where are you basing these decisions on? And we couldn't get that data. We had data in front of us that we could have given, but it was not accepted. And that's unfortunate for us.
So, as you look at it now, the restaurants that are gone are gone.
Yes.
I have to ask this question. If Jim Holton were not in the restaurant business and you woke up one morning and you said to yourself, I want to open a restaurant, would you do it today?
That's a great question, and I questioned that during the shutdown. Is it time for me to exit the restaurant business? I have such a passion for it. I've been doing this now for 25 years, and I still love coming to work every day. And even during the shutdown, I'd come to work every day just to try to figure out what are the next moves in this business. Every day is different in this business, and that's what I like about it. I'm working with young, energetic people that keep me young and keep me being creative. What's the new trend out there? And I love seeing the satisfaction from a guest that when they're done, shake my hand on the way out and say, thank you very much for a great experience, and I'll be back. You can't get that in many industries. And so, yeah, I would the industry very well. I have a lot of friends in the industry across the state, and we all got together. We had weekly phone calls. We all cried in our same milk, things like that. But we're determined to move forward. It's a very resilient industry because we just have a passion for it. So here we go. Here we go. It's time to start again.
Let me ask about the other elephant in the room. Did you get your staff back?
Yeah, so that's our biggest challenge. If the governor were to announce today, you can go to 100%, I could not do that in all my locations,
right?
Because I cannot get the staff to come back. A lot of them have just left the state. I know a lot of them have left for other in Florida because it was a great opportunity for them to say, we can leave. We don't have to be held hostage. We're not living paycheck to paycheck. We're getting great money right now, stimulus and unemployment. Let's get out of here. So a lot of them left. And the ones that did stick around have told me, Jim, it's better for me just to stay on unemployment right now. I make more money sitting at home playing my Xbox than I do coming in and working in a hot kitchen. And so we've been putting pleas out. Please come work. We're paying well above the market wage around here, and we still can't get them to come back to work.
Yeah.
So we're struggling. And I'm not the only one. We're all struggling. It's all hospitality. It's hotels, restaurants, theaters, all that stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, I was in that industry for 14 years as a tour operator. And I have a great deal of respect for the hospitality industry and what they're going through right now. Very, very difficult. I've never seen times like it. You never have either.
No, I've been through a lot of challenges, through my years, whether I've had a flood near my mountain town station from the river, power outages. I've had so many things that make you stronger as an operator. This one really will make me thick because I've never gone through anything like this before, nor do I want to again. When you have insurance on your building and all that stuff, but it's not covered because pandemics are excluded from business. And so that was, you find out what's in your insurance policy when you need it. And that's the unfortunate part. So I signed the 1 page of paper for my insurance renewal, but the 480-page policy, who's going to go through that? That's when you need it the worst. So, but we're a strong industry. We have a great association, and we're gonna make it the best of it. The strong ones are gonna survive, and we're gonna make it work.
Yeah, but there'll be new ones along the way. Hang on, Jim. I got to take a break here. We'll come back. I want to talk about Restaurant Rescue when we return. We're talking to Jim Holton. Jim, among others, has the Mountain Town Station Restaurant and Brew Pub in Mount Pleasant, and a whole bunch of other restaurants under his tutelage. And we'll talk more with him when we return here on the Art Lewis Show. When you choose Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan for your Medicare coverage, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. When you need access to care, Blue Cross provides you with more options that work for every lifestyle. Schedule appointments for checkups or routine care at a time that's convenient for you. If you'd like to stay close to home, give the Blue Cross 24/7 nurse line a call or schedule a virtual doctor visit. Whenever you need assistance, Blue Cross will connect you with the information and the help that you need. With a Blue Cross Medicare plan, you'll never have to go without your medication. Their easy-to-use prescription drug plans allow you to refill and pick up your medications from your local pharmacy or have them delivered by mail. Get access to the care you need as soon as you need it with Blue Cross, the company more than 500,000 people in Michigan trust for their Medicare coverage. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. See what other members are saying at bcbsm.com/seniorcare. We'll be back with Jim Holton right after these notes.
Jim Wilson, we've heard people talk about your volume discount pricing. Just what does that mean? How does it save me money on a new Ford Escape or an F-Series truck?
We try to sell our cars and trucks for as little as possible, not as much as possible.
You're saying costs and profit over more vehicles?
We'd rather sell 1,000 vehicles at $100 profit than 100 vehicles at $1,000 profit.
So that's why you have acres of new vehicles here.
That's why you'll find a bigger selection of Ford Escapes, Ford trucks, plus a complete line of Ford and Lincoln vehicles.
Is it true that dealers, even from other states, buy from you because of your inventory?
I can't comment on that. However, like always, we encourage everyone to shop and get the very best price of the Ford or Lincoln of their choice, and then let us show you what real savings are.
Everyone loves to save money, and right now, you can help yourself to thousands of dollars in possible selection at Midland Ford Lincoln, your savings store.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter or the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Fed kicks off a 2-day policy meeting today, and many investors will be keeping a close eye on 10-year Treasury yields that have an improving economic outlook. The Federal Reserve Chair has said he wants to see substantial further progress in the recovery before the central bank begins scaling back on bond purchases. Right now, $120 billion a month. Another world leader is trying to boost confidence in the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine, which several nations have paused the use of. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says he will be having the AstraZeneca vaccine himself. And German automaker BMW says it intends to speed the rollout of new cars, the company unveiling a new all-electric model 3 months ahead of plan. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies, inspection devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Proper, effective, healthy bowel movements are easy to attain, and so many areas of your life get better. Go to poopfix.com. Gentle and clean. Go to poopfix.com. That's poopfix.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being... Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Smoothbrook, Illinois.
Cancel culture. Now they want to ban Dr. Seuss books. Watch Newsmax TV as it exposes cancel culture's dangerous agenda. Tune into Newsmax TV for blockbuster shows with Greg Kelly, Grant Stinchfield, Rob Schmidt, and more. Newsmax TV is on all major cable systems. If you don't get it, call your operator. Newsmax is free on smart TVs and Roku, YouTube, Zumo, and Pluto. And download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching. Millions already are. So should you.
High ball to left. This one's deep way back. Oliveira's looking up, and it's gone. A home run. Willie Castro goes opposite.
Countdown is on. 15 days until opening day. WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. We're talking to Jim Holton, owner of the Mountain Town Station restaurant in Mount Pleasant and Brew Company, and a number of other restaurants too. And we're going to talk about restaurant rescue. But Jim, before I do that, I did a very bad thing. I opened up your website and looked at your menu. Now I'm starving.
That is the problem this early in the morning. You get that appetite flowing, you know.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It looks wonderful. We'd have to get out there and give it a try. But let's talk about Restaurant Rescue. You're part of it along with a number of other restaurants. Tell us about this concept.
Yes. Partners there at Alpha Media did a great job reaching out and identifying that restaurants obviously were hurt terribly during this shutdown period. And so they wanted to do some online promotions via their websites, email blasts, social media posts, and announcements throughout the radio stations there. In turn, we're going to provide some gift cards for sale that Alpha Media and the partners there can sell. And we're excited about that. So we have no money, obviously, and the money we do have came from the government, and we need it for our help and other things like that. Right. So we do have gift cards, and people still want to go eat. So it's a win-win for both of us. You get to sell the cards, your listening base gets to purchase those, hopefully at a discounted rate, and they get to come dine in our restaurants and hopefully spend more than the gift card. So it works out real well for us.
Here's the deal for everybody. If you go to rocketgrabplus.com, you will find the deals. It's a $25 gift card for $12.50. And it covers a whole bunch of restaurants. Big E's Sports Grill in Midland, Brooklyn Boys Pizzeria in Bay City, Mode's Tavern in Bay City, the Kitchen Kings in Saginaw, Mountain Town Station in Mount Pleasant, Cafe 1-3 in Caucallin, Beer Garden in Bay City, the Village Inn in Linwood, Best Choice Pizza in Caucallin, Sullivan's Food and Spirits on Gratiot and Saginaw, and White's Beach Tavern in Standish. They are all there. $25 gift card to the one of your choice, or as many cards as you want to buy, and give them to your friends. And the costs you $12.50, a 50% savings. And as Jim said, you know, you go to a restaurant today and you're going to spend more than the $25 more than likely.
Absolutely. And maybe have a Moose New Country Ale along the way too, which would be kind of nice.
You still got them, huh?
I still have it, yeah.
Oh, are you going to brew some more?
1,000-gallon batch came out yesterday. So.
Oh, you're still brewing it?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, we're back on track again.
Good deal.
To get it back out. Obviously, when everyone's shut down, you're not going to sell any draft to anybody.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And then we couldn't get bottles or cans to do any packaging because the market was absolutely devastated with bottles and cans. So we were totally shut down. So we fired the brewery up last month, and I said, here's our brands that we want to get going, but one of those was 1,000 gallons of Moose New Country Ale. And so the team over there can start doing what they do best with their partners. So,
yeah.
So we're excited about that. It's good to get working again. It just feels good to have the heat on in the building again, to see guests coming in, and so far so good. So
have you
that's a great deal.
Yeah,
$12.50. How can you go on with that? That should be illegal. You know, I know it's not, and that's good for the consumer, and it's going to be good for us as well.
Absolutely. Have you opened all your restaurants now, or are you phasing them in?
Yeah. Everything opened up on the day that we could open up, and I actually opened up a new restaurant during the pandemic down in St. John's. St. John's Brewing Company opened December 1st.
Really?
And people thought it was crazy. I was so far into the opening of this property, so I opened it to carry out only. And it worked out real well. You know, I got to exercise the staff in the back in the kitchen on the point of sale system. So it was really a nice, odd, soft opening. And then when we were able to open fully, we opened up at the 25% down there. So, but yeah, everything opened up. Everyone we're struggling for labor at all locations, like we talked about earlier. But the guests are starting to see the attitudes change that, yes, it's okay to come out now and be safe and go to a restaurant. The first couple of weeks were a little bit sketchy, like, wow, they're not coming out.
Yeah.
You know, they still are afraid. They're still at home. And I get that. And if you're afraid, stay home, you know, but let it be your choice to do that. And then we'll provide you a safe atmosphere to come in and enjoy a great meal.
Let me ask you, you've been around this business 25 years, you know, and you've never seen anything like this. So your best guess, how long is it going to take the restaurant industry to recover? And will you ever be fully recovered?
Yeah, that's a great question that we've tossed around a lot through my management team and other part association. At least a year minimum to get back to some type of normalcy. And then what will that new normal look like? You know, will people be more into carry out still, because we've changed a little bit of our ways of doing things. We think it's going to be a while. I think people want to get back to normal. Most people, or all people really, are social people. They want to get together. They want to get together with their friends, celebrate out and about. So I think about a year, maybe a year and a half, it comes back. It's still going to look a little different, and I can't tell you what it's going to look like when we're done. I know prices are going to come up. Supply of food products are up 20%, food inflation. So what I was paying for brisket and steaks is 20% higher, and those costs have to be passed along to the consumer. And we don't see that going away and going down. Yeah. We just think it's going to continue to rise from there. So labor is the highest I've ever seen it, wage-wise, and that's only going to continue to go up as we battle for the limited amount of workers to come back into this industry. For me, over in Mount Pleasant, I'm battling the large university food service operator there. The Soaring Eagle Casino is a very, very large employer, so
sure.
I have to pay more for these folks, and that's how it works. Let the free market dictate them. It's well over the $12, $13 an hour range right now in our town. So
it's a real paradox because, on the one hand, you're hurting and they raise prices on you, so you get one whammy there.
Yeah.
The next whammy is you got to pay more for help, which means you got to raise your prices, which means that may turn away some customers.
Agreed.
And it's a difficult business. Hang on, I want to take a break. Come back and talk some more with you if you've got the time. Jim Holton from Mountain Town Station in Mount Pleasant, and we will be back with Jim after these notes.
Bring home the RV of your dreams during the Trade Anything event. Run. If it's got a motor or wheels, we can make a deal. We'll even give you $500 for your tent. Take advantage of record trade-in values for your used RV while you can. Plus, get up to $10,000 in exclusive manufacturer rebates with or without a trade. It's your chance to save thousands on the motorhome, travel trailer, or fifth wheel of your dreams. Trade anything for a limited time only at General RV in Birch Run off I-75.
What you thinking about?
Oh, nothing. Just looking for inspiration.
Oh, here. Inspiration. Noun. The process of being mentally stimulated, especially to do something creative. There.
I want to find it.
Okay, then let's go to Designer's Touch.
You read my mind.
Designer's Touch Decorating Center is your inspiration store. Whether you're looking to upgrade your current countertops or need that personal touch for your new tiled shower or kitchen backsplash, with over 70 years of combined designer experience, we can make your space feel more like home. Designer's Touch Decorating has a fine selection of quality ceramic and porcelain tile, including American Olean, Doll Tile, Marazzi, and their newest collection from Happy Floors and many others. Even Cambria Quartz, American-made and fabricated locally. Go to dtdecorating.com. Stop in Midland Road in Freeland. No appointment necessary, but always appreciated.
When it comes to finances, does it ever feel like you're all alone with lots of questions and too few answers? Maybe it's time to find a credit union home, excited about working together with you through life, where you belong, and connect with local folks who know you as more than an account number, who answer your questions before you even ask, and are passionate about your possibilities, flexible about changing and growing right alongside you, trustworthy like a friend or neighbor. Belonging at Wildfire Credit Union means your money stays right in your own backyard, helping to build this community so we all live fully. If you're an individual or business looking for a place that truly cares about people, relationships, and community more than money, we welcome you to join Wildfire. You belong here. Together. Let's do this. Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on .com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Your cousin from Boston. Me and Billy here, drinking this new Sam Adams Wicked Hazy IPA. Wicked what? Wicked Hazy. Wicked what? Wicked Hazy. Billy can't hear so good because of this firework accent. This is good. Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Drink responsibly.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Jim Holton. He has the Mountain Town Station Restaurant and Brew Pub, Mountain Town Brewing Company in Mount Pleasant, the Summit Smokehouse and Tap Room, Mountain Town Catering, Camille's Prime, Alma Brewing Company, and St. John's Brewing Company. I've been in the restaurant business for 25 years, and we were also reminding you about our restaurant rescue program. You can go to rocketgrab.com and get $25 gift certificates for only $12.50 on Rocket Grab Plus for Big E's Sports Grill in Midland, Brooklyn Boys Pizzeria in Bay City, Mode's Tavern in Bay City, the Kitchen Kings in Saginaw, Mountain Town Station in Mount Pleasant, Cafe 1-3 in Caucaulin, Beer Garden in Bay City, Village Inn in Linwood, Best Choice Pizza in Caucaulin, Sullivan's Food and Spirits in Saginaw, and White's Beach Tavern in Standish. As you talk, Jim, to your fellow restaurant owners, everybody pretty much on the same page?
Ever since the shutdown, very well connected via Zoom, weekly meetings, and just going through questions, scenarios, the future, everything you can think of, we've been covering and try to figure out how we're going to survive moving forward. You know, we received a little bit of money through the payroll protection programs, all restaurants did, you know, but that really is a drop in the well from what we lost in revenue, what we lost in staff, and for us, it's, can we survive after that money runs out? You know, it's a certain time frame that we have, and how is that going to look? And that's going to be the $25,000 question is, will we survive 6 months from now, a year from now, and what's that going to look like for us? So we're all in this together, and we're going to give it a good run.
What about your suppliers? You know, you mentioned earlier prices are up 20-25%. I know there was a spike in meat prices, for example, for a while. Do you expect that to settle down? Do you expect when things get back to a more normal state that the supply chain will increase the supply and the prices might come down a little bit?
We feel that the prices probably will not come down. If they come down, it'll be a very nominal reduction, but we feel this is now the new floor for our pricing structure moving forward, that they're used to now providing these prices to us from the suppliers themselves, the farms, the farmers, things like that, because they've been hurt so bad as well that they'll need to recover for years on end. So we don't see it happening. We think the food inflation will still be strong through this year and next year. Not as bad as this year, but we can see it really going up another 5 to 10% over the next year and a half, 2 years from what we're at right now, and we just have to adjust for it. So for me, it is not 6 months. It's a changing of our menu every quarter to reflect what the new costs are, and I have to pass that along. It's just how business works, unfortunately, and we're hopeful that the guests won't say, you know what, I think I'm going to eat at home today because it's too expensive to go out, because that's the biggest concern we all have as restaurateurs.
It's, you know, I wonder about that. I wonder, for example, I don't know if you can put a number on it or not, but if I went out and bought a $20 meal yesterday, what's that going to look like 6 months from now?
Yeah, it could be 22, 24. You know, we're not talking super large increases, but it's definitely going to be several dollars here and there that to the menu. We build in inflation in our menu already, so we hedge the bet already, and we put an inflationary cost line in there for us. So we're a little bit of ahead of the game, so we're not going backwards while we move forward. But again, are you going to have that hamburger at home, or are you going to have it at a restaurant? And you also look at, it's not just the food inflation, it's also the labor that we have to deal with. So all these costs get passed along. So when someone asks me, yeah, that meal was good, but it was a little bit pricey. Well, let me tell you what happened in the last year. And I really try to explain it to them from my perspective, going, it's not like we're trying to get rich off that one sale, that one customer.
Right.
It's all about the numbers for us. It's food costs and labor costs. That's what the main goals that we have to go through to get to, and we have to do what we have to do. Will people get used to it? Who knows? People get used to gas prices going up. You go to the car wash, that's more expensive now. Costs are going to go up. Inflation is going to be very strong this year, next year, and we just have to be ready for it.
So let me ask about the impact of minimum wage and all of that. It has always seemed to me that that's a vicious cycle. We raise the minimum wage, but all the prices have to go up. So are the people getting the minimum wage really ahead? Probably not. The big question is, if you have to raise your minimum wage or pay more like you have to right now to get staff to even work, do you do so with reduced staff? Do you now say, well, instead of 10 servers, I'll use 8?
Yeah, so what we look at for us is how much more can we automate? How can we make things more efficient? When we do eliminate positions, we don't have a person that just does desserts now and salads. That's being done by wait staff now. And we make the kitchen changes and the technology changes in there to reduce that one person. We don't run with the 3 dishwashers at Mountain Town Station. We run with 2. And at the end of the night, then the guys jump off the line. We've had to think things differently through this pandemic, which makes us a better operator, obviously, but it makes all restaurants better operators. You should be thinking about your costs and what you can do, because labor's not going any lower. It's only going to go up from here on out, and we have to find a way to do it better and more efficient. And if it costs that 1 job or 2 jobs, that is the price you pay for forced increases in our minimum wage, and especially in our industry, which is really that lower wage sector, and it's the entry to job markets. Sector as well. You get your high school students, you get your early college students. This is where they work while they're studying and things like that. They work on their summer break. We train them management skills. We train them customer service. We do that. And then they get out in the world and they get their larger jobs. We're that industry, and stop going after us on every little thing you can think of. It seems like we're the industry they always pound on. We need to get rid of the tipped wage. We need to go just to a flat wage for the servers so they don't receive tips. Why? The servers are doing great right now. I know my servers are making a lot more per hour than anybody's making right now. They don't want it to change, but the government wants to make it change, and I don't know why. Stop going after that. Talk to servers. They'll tell you differently. It's just interesting.
Well, don't get me started on the government. They do things for votes. Do things for votes. It's just, never mind. We won't go there.
That's a different show, Art.
Well, it's every day. It seems every day, Jim. Listen, I want to thank you for taking a big hunk of time out of your morning to chat with us about the industry that we all love and we all use and we all want to see survive. And in the next week or two, my wife and I are going to take a ride and come visit you. What kind of hours do you keep at Mountain Town Station?
Yeah, so we're dinner Fridays, all days of the week, starting at 4 p.m. And we do lunches on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're open at 11:30 for lunches.
All right, my friend. Listen, thank you very
Thanks,
much for spending time with us this morning. We really appreciate it. And we thank you for your partnership, too.
You're a gentleman. Thank you for taking care of me today.
No problem, Jim. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. Jim Holton from Mountain Town Station Restaurant and Brew Pub in Mount Pleasant, and Summit Smokehouse and Tap Room, Mountain Town Catering, Camille's Prime, Alma Brewing Company, St. John's Brewing Company. He knows the industry. I'll be back to remind you about our restaurant rescue after these notes on the Art Lewis Show. And let me take a moment to tell you about my friends at Thalen. The Thalen Ram truck dealership is what's on my mind today, because we're in love with trucks. All you have to do is look at the roads, count the pickup trucks that go by. We absolutely are in love with pickups. Whether we use them for work or we use them for pleasure, doesn't make any difference. We love pickup trucks. I'm driving one this month that I really love. It's a Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x4. It's luxurious. It's powerful. It's got a Hemi engine and has lots of confidence when I drive it. But most of all, I mentioned luxury. It's comfortable. Pickups don't have to be, hard ride, beat you up kind of vehicles. They can have great rides and comfortable seats, and the Ram does. No compromises in capability, technology, and luxury. A host of class-leading features and class exclusives. There's a Ram truck tailored for your needs. If you stop into Phelan Ram Truck on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City, look at their inventory of Ram trucks, and I'll bet you find one that suits your needs and desires. Then take it for a test drive. Then sit down with a Phelan Ram representative. Find out about any incentives on buying or leasing the Ram truck of your needs. Do it today. And remember, Phelan searches the market for the lowest prices on their new and used vehicles. And that's what they pass on to you because it's the right thing to do. Online, visit them at thinkphelan.com. We'll be back after these notes.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action. Social disc calls will be in place. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit thehottubshow.com. That's thehottubshow.com.
Yep, we cover Michigan. We cover everywhere from M57 to M43, M22, and every other route. We cover from Paradise to Hell, Christmas to Kalamazoo. We cover up north. And yep, we know exactly where that is. From sandbars to sand dunes, cider mills to skiing hills, and farms. We insure auto, home, business, life, and yep, you guessed it, farm. We cover trip and falls to falling limbs, big bucks, and large trucks. From small startups to big business, and from cream to corn. Yep, we insure it all. We cover new arrivals, homecomings, and farewells. We're there for good times, hard times, and past times. Yep, we cover Michigan because we're Michigan's insurance company.
Find your coverage in Vassar, Millington, and Mayville. Call Denny Miller at 989-823-8493.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Listen to this radio station on the radio.com app. Discover and enjoy your favorite music, news, and talk radio from live stations across the country. Listen anywhere. Home devices with the radio.com app.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show.
Another warning for a Disney movie, but still nothing about those concentration camps. Is there a Disney movie about that?
Markley Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Want to remind you about our restaurant rescue program. I know I'm going to be participating. I'm going to get a couple of these different ones that we visit regularly. You get yourself a $25 gift certificate, a gift card, $25 for only $12.50. Go to rocketgrabplus.com, and the restaurants that are participating: Big E's Sports Grill in Midland, Brooklyn Boys Pizzeria in Bay City, Mode's Tavern in Bay City, the Kitchen Kings in Saginaw, Mountain Town Station in Mount Pleasant, Cafe 1-3 in Cauquelin, the Beer Garden in Bay City, Village Inn in Linwood, Best Choice Pizza of Cauquelin, Sullivan's Food and Spirits in Saginaw, and White's Beach Tavern in Standish. $25 certificate for only $12.50. Buy a bunch of them. Give them to your friends. Go out and enjoy yourself. It's time to start living again, you know. And this not only gives us reason to go out and save some money while we do it, but it helps out the restaurant industry, which has suffered the most during this pandemic, particularly here in Michigan. I don't know what the restaurant industry did to so upset the governor of this state, but obviously something. And they have suffered severely. Anything we can do to help them, we should be doing. My wife and I, once she opened up the restaurants again, decided to go out at least a couple of nights a week to help out restaurants. And we enjoy it. I mean, we enjoy going out to restaurants. And the older we get, the more we enjoy it. Having somebody else service and have to do the dishes and all of that good stuff. But I really feel for the hospitality industry. It has taken it on the chin more than anybody in this crisis. Anyway, RocketGrantPlus.com for restaurant rescue. We will take our last break and then be back to close out this hour. Next hour, we're going to talk to Jim Barcia, the county executive in Bay County. More ahead.
Come on, come in, let the fun begin.
At MichiganLottery.com, the one place you'll find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Draw, plus Powerball and Mega Millions that can reach $1 billion. Cash out and all proceeds support Michigan schools and businesses. Get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100, plus free games. Sign up with promo code RADIO. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
So play on, Michigan, 'cause we are.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free with /private. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/private. That's forhims.com/private for your free online visit. forhims.com/private.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, try that, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll is about returning to work. As vaccine distributions increase in Michigan, more businesses and employees are discussing returning to work. New return to office work group that's to assist in planning and make recommendations regarding health and safety as workplaces may be opening again. We have a poll question asking about your working status. Are you working at home and you would like to continue working at home? Are you working at home and you look forward to returning back to the workplace? Or you have not done any work at home, so it doesn't really matter. Trying to gauge exactly where the audience is as far as the returning to work opportunity exists. We want you to vote in our poll. Please head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, make your votes that way.
The WSGW Morning Team Show, weekday on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll wrap it up for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Our thanks to Jim Holton for allowing us to pry into his business world and the restaurant world. News coming up from CBS and the local report, and then we'll talk to Bay County Executive Jim Barcia next hour. We'll talk to you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Police in Georgia have detained a 21-year-old white man in a series of shootings at spas near Atlanta that left at least 8 people dead, 6 of them Asian. Cherokee County Sheriff Frank Reynolds tells WSB Radio.
Our detectives went down and interviewed the suspect last night in Crisp County. He made a full confession. The motive may not be what everybody thinks it may be.
One group says incidents of white supremacist propaganda have hit a record high.
The ADL's Oren Siegel says messages to ethnic minorities, Muslims, non-white immigrants, or LGBTQ people nearly doubled this past year.
We saw over 5,000 cases of some of the most vile white supremacist narratives and ideas be circulated in the public sphere.
He says the groups often mingle their messages with patriotic mottos in a bid to reel in new recruits. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
President Biden is defending policy at the southern border that's allowed hundreds of migrant children to crowd into processing centers. He tells ABC.
Can I repeat what Trump did? Take them from their mothers, move them away, hold them in cells, etc. We're not doing that. So what we're doing is provide for enough safe
Children will be moved into shelters today. Mr. Biden says his message to other migrants is don't come. A shot in the arm for AstraZeneca's COVID shot from the World Health Organization. Despite reports of possible links to blood clots, the group has just said the benefits outweigh the risks and recommends vaccinations continue. Many EU countries have suspended them. Today, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced he would get the AstraZeneca shot. They're bracing for nasty weather across the Mid-South. Albert Jones heads up emergency management in Madison County, Mississippi.
Looking at strong wind, baseball-sized hail, we can't rule out any time. But we are as of now.
Matthew McConaughey is hosting a virtual benefit Sunday to help his home state of Texas recover after last month's devastating winter storm. The actor tells CBS This Morning.
I get on the phone, and in 30 seconds, every performer, every Texas business, every sports star is like, yes, what do you need me to do? Tell me when and where I'm in.
Among the performers will take part Casey Musgraves, Kelly Clarkson, and Willie Nelson. In New York City, a St. Patrick's Day service at St. Patrick's Cathedral. The city's famous parade is being replaced with virtual events. President Biden in Wilmington, Delaware this morning. The Dow is up 63 points in early trading. The S&P is down 16. This is CBS News.
Indeed believes less is more. Indeed's Instant Match instantly searches its database of millions of resumes, delivering candidates who best fit your job description. More at Indeed.com/credit.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do. And now by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Jim Wilson, are customers surprised to find such a big selection of used vehicles here in Lincoln?
I've had many people tell me this is the best selection of used cars and trucks they've seen in Michigan, not just in quantity, but in the quality of our vehicles.
You seem to have the cars and trucks everyone is looking for. Hard to find models you'd expect to find only in classified ads by private parties.
Our volume sales means customers always have a bigger selection of better quality cars. Our minimum pricing policy means Midland Ford customers always pay less.
But better doesn't mean more expensive. You have cars and trucks in every price and payment range, even for the tightest budgets.
From inexpensive basic transportation to late model luxury and a great selection of trucks, we have what you're looking for. We currently have more tough Ford trucks and used Escapes and Explorers than we've ever had in our history.
America's falling in love with Ford, and you have a personal invitation to find out why today at Midland Ford Lincoln, your savings store.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action. Social distancing and sanitation protocols will be in place. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit thehottubshow.com. That's thehottubshow.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
35 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Lynn Williams. Advanced Foreign Technology have earned a Saginaw County IT professional statewide recognition. Pam Pelkey was awarded the State of Michigan IT Project of the Year after being nominated by the Michigan Government Management Information Systems Group for her work on the Blood Search Warrant Solutions program. The project has allowed law enforcement officials to quickly request blood test search warrants from Saginaw County judges electronically, allowing for faster DUI tests. Commissioner Mike Webster says Pam's hard work is already having an immense impact.
Pam devoted many hours to developing this technology. By doing so, she has made an incredible impact on law enforcement and judicial courts.
To date, Pelkey has worked with more than 350 law enforcement officials and all applicable county judges to get them registered and trained to use the system, which has already begun to provide needed workflow improvements and has gathered attention from other countries using it as well. In preparation for its 138th annual meeting on April 16th, the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce is accepting nominations for the annual awards presented during the event. The Business Hall of Fame Award recognizes significant contributions to the improvement of the Bay Area. Factors considered include community, civic, and economic leadership, governmental involvement, and length of community service. The Bay Area Energize Award is presented to a member of Bay Area Energize who's an emerging leader in the community, and the Leadership Alumni Community Service Award is given to a graduate of Leadership Bay County who is showing community leadership in a number of ways. Criteria and nominating forms for the awards can be found on the Bay website. WSGW News Time is 10:07.
What you thinking about?
Oh, nothing. Just looking for inspiration.
Oh, here. Inspiration. Noun. The process of being mentally stimulated, especially to do something creative. There.
I know what it is. I want to find it.
Okay, then let's go to Designer's Touch.
You read my mind.
Designer's Touch Decorating Center is your inspiration store. Whether you're looking to upgrade your current countertops or need that personal touch for your new tiled shower or kitchen backsplash, with over 70 years of combined designer experience, we can make your space feel more like home. Designer's Touch Decorating has a fine selection of quality ceramic and porcelain tile, including American Olean, Doll Tile, Marazzi, and their newest collection from others, even Cambria Quartz, American made and fabricated locally. Go to btdecorating.com to learn more or stop in Midland Road in Freeland. No appointment necessary, but always appreciated.
WSGW News Time is 10:08. The issue of Freedom of Information Act access within the Michigan Legislature and Governor's Office is back in focus as a public advocacy group pushes to put the issue before voters. John Hewitt has more.
The group Progress Michigan is behind the effort to reform FOIA in Michigan, aiming to ease access to things like documents and emails from state lawmakers. Currently, Michigan is ranked last in transparency when it comes to public information access. Lonnie Scott, executive director of Progress Michigan, hopes to change that.
Michiganders deserve real transparency at every level of government. Not half measures, no more loopholes, and definitely not the Laura bills that the legislature is pushing forward right now.
Progress Michigan policy language today. The group would have to gather some 342,000 valid signatures within 180 days early next year in order to get the FOIA issue before state voters in November of 2022.
That was John Hewitt reporting. In Detroit, a nurse is under arrest for allegedly trying to steal the COVID vaccine. Sandra McNeil has this report.
Officials in the mayor's office say it happened at the TCF Center. Another worker observed the nurse allegedly trying to make off with 2 individual syringes of the vaccine. The worker reported the theft to Detroit police who were on the scene, and the nurse was taken into custody. The 2 doses are now. Officials say everyone who arrived at TCF for their scheduled appointment did receive their vaccination.
That was Sandra McNeil reporting. For the 11th year in a row, Hemlock Semiconductor Operations is providing 30 full scholarships for Great Lakes Bay Region high school students interested in attending Michigan Technological University's Engineering Scholars Summer Youth Program from July 25th through the 31st. The $1,000 scholarship covers tuition, classroom supplies, housing, meals, and round-trip charter bus transportation from the Great Lakes Bay region to Michigan Tech. Applications will be accepted from students attending Saginaw, Bay, or Gratiot counties until 5 p.m. Saturday, April 10th. The Engineering Scholars Program offers students in grades 9 through 11 full immersion in a week-long exploration of mechanical, electrical, computer, biomedical, environmental, and other types of engineering. More information about the program and the HSC scholarship can be found on Michigan Tech's website. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom, 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a today as we warm into the upper 40s. A chance for rain showers late this afternoon with calm winds. Another chance for rain early tonight. Could see some snow mixing in with that rain overnight. Cloud cover 35 for your low. Thursday, mixture of rain and snowfall early on. Cloudy skies, high of 42 degrees. Winds picking up out of the northeast and gusting around 40 miles per hour. Friday, sunshine returns and a high near 40 degrees. I'm staff meteorologist Mandy Valuber with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, 31 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning to you. Welcome to another edition, hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday morning. Nice to have you with us. Bay County, in terms of the state of Michigan, is one of the absolute leaders in marijuana sales and the taxes collected thereof. We're going to talk about that and some other issues this morning. And to do that, we welcome to the program the Bay County Executive. We say good morning to Jim Barcia. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art, and thank you so much for having me on and
You're welcome.
Chance to talk about some of the issues we're dealing with in Bay County.
Yeah, before we get started, Jim, this is the first time we've had a chance to chat in a while, and I just wanted to express my sincere condolences for the loss of Vicky, the love of your life for many, many, many years, and anyone who knew her and came in contact with her fell in love with her too. So she will be greatly missed.
Well, thank you, Art. She was the life of the party, sometimes so outgoing and a gracious personality and always funny and somewhat irreverent about titles, whether she was interacting with the president or a homeless person, on the street in Washington. She always had a compassion for people and a great sense of humor.
Yeah, I think that was one of her most endearing qualities. All right, so here you sit in Bay County, Mr. Executive, looking down upon a rather flourishing marijuana business in your county. Let's start, before we talk about how good it's been for the county, why the county? Why did it come about? Why did Bay County hop on board so early?
Well, our Bay County itself doesn't have a role in approving or certifying or licensing marijuana grow operations or dispensaries. However, 3 communities in the borders, starting with Pinconning and then Bangor Township and Bay City, aggressively supported the introduction of medical marijuana and the licensing to make that happen in Bay County. And so they took political risks by coming out and supporting something that, might have been very controversial. But I can tell you that, particularly since we haven't had a role, as you mentioned, Art, in your opening remarks, Bay County has, several businesses that are successful in selling recreational marijuana product. And So Bay County's portion of the excise tax on the recreational marijuana amounts to $420,000 this year. And we expect that will increase as an operation like Pincana, up in Pinconning Township in northern Bay County, is a $65 million grow operation. It only sells wholesale to people around the country, businesses and establishments throughout Michigan and around the country, I believe. And so they have capability of producing, massive amounts of product. And because it's in Bay County, we get a share of the excise tax, 15% of the excise tax levied on the product. So I have to, throw out some kudos to, Glenn Rowley and Sharon Stolzberg and City of Bay City. I think they have actually had a very orderly process, and we haven't seen really any problem. We anticipated there might be break-ins and things, but so far, it's been pretty quiet, and we haven't seen any problems caused, per se.
Well ahead of the curve.
Establishments.
Yeah, well ahead of the curve, weren't they?
Yeah, we were
out front, to say the least. And what I read, Bay County is either number one or just number two, right behind Ann Arbor in the entire state.
Yes. Ann Arbor, the city of Ann Arbor, and Washtenaw County is number one, and Bay County is number two in terms of the revenue that was generated by the sale of the product, which, as you know, was the result of a statewide ballot proposal, which the voters of Michigan said they supported that, and we're seeing it. It's a trend around the country among many, many communities and states who believe in the benefits, medical benefits. I guess the freedom for people who choose to use that product to be able to do so legally.
I have to believe this. I don't want to call it a windfall, but I have to believe that these dollars come at a time when governmental bodies like Bay County are in need because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Timing was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was. I hope everyone in the listening audience realizes it's been a difficult year for one at the local level, and of course the federal and state levels as well. But the local health departments were entrusted to do a lot of the testing and quite a bit of the vaccinating, inoculating people to get that immunity to the virus. But I welcome the expansion now of the sites at Walgreens and Myers and Rite Aid. They're utilizing our list to call people in and come in and get their vaccinations. And I'm very pleased with our health department's track record. Joel Strauss is an incredible director with a dedicated staff, and we're well ahead. We have over 30% of Bay County residents vaccinated against the virus, as opposed to about 24% and change at the federal level or national level. So we are ramping up the vaccinations as we get access to the vaccines, Moderna and Pfizer, and and I think we have some Johnson & Johnson as well now. And we allow the resident to choose which they would prefer, and then get them registered and at the sites, and so it's going pretty well on that front. Mm-hmm. We have been devastated, of course, our economy at the local level. A lot of our small businesses, especially restaurants, taverns, and the hospitality industry and recreational industries such as bowling and ice skating and other things have been shut down for most of the last year. So it is welcome news that we have $420,000 that's been deposited in our general fund, and which we will utilize very wisely, hopefully on behalf of the taxpayers.
Because I have to believe the financial health of the county, like every other government entity, is not in a strong position right now.
Well, I would say that was the case, but I have to say that recently, as you know, Art, and I know WSGW has covered the passage and the discussion regarding the American Rescue Plan.
Right.
And I'm not sure if you've seen the impact on our local communities and entities, but it provides funding for state and local aid, which is the first time. I think Bay City received $2.5 million of community development block grant funding some time ago, and they helped disperse some of that to keep small businesses afloat, to help them pay their bills and keep, even though they couldn't serve customers or generate revenue, they still had ongoing overhead costs. So it provides basically funding for education, rental assistance, and transit. The state portion of the American Rescue Plan is $195 billion that goes to states. And then the local portion, which affects cities and counties, and they divide about $130 billion equally. So counties get about $65 billion allocated by county share of population. And Bay County's estimated share is $20 million. And that would come to us in the form of two payments. The first payment, 60 days after enactment, signature by President Biden on the American Rescue Plan, Recovery Plan. And that is estimated to arrive in the county on May 10th. And one half of that $20 million allocation, or $10 million. Then the second payment will come in 1 year later on March 10th, 2022, another $10 million. So all the funding must be spent by the end of the calendar year 2024. And that will, at that time, any unspent funds will be returned to the federal government.
I hesitate to think there won't be any unspent funds, will there?
Well, we hope not, because it will be redirected to another community, hopefully. And I know we're all concerned about the federal debt and the deficit, but I know, as you know, Art, in the past I've been a moderate Democrat. I know you.
Oh, yeah.
Democrat, but back in the 90s when I served in Congress, I did support a controversial balanced budget amendment to the U.S. Constitution, but with triggers such as a world war or something like a pandemic, of course, or epidemic, would allow the use of deficit spending. But I've been a long-time fiscal conservative, and I know that national debt is getting up there. And so, however, this money will be well spent, and it will help our economy recover, get people back to work and pay.
Jim, hang on a minute. I got to take a break here. We're talking to the Bay County Executive, Jim Barcia, and we will be back with more with the executive after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Hi, I'm Ray at Begix in Bay City. Get a jump on spring this week at Begix Nursery and Garden Center. If new patio furniture is in your plans, come and learn from the professionals. See Berlin Gardens, offering outdoor furniture made of the highest grade, maintenance-free poly lumber, made in Ohio, and exclusive to Begix. Order now and have it in time for the start of summer. When you step into Begix Expanded Outdoor Living Center, you'll know sky living just outside your door. From gazebos, pergolas, pavilions, and a great lineup of Weber grills in our grill zone to fountains and fire pits. At Begix, see great Amish-made furniture and lots of color and finish choices. If you're thinking about a landscape project, let Begix help you with tastefully designed landscape that you will enjoy for years to come. Get a jump on spring. We'll see you at Begix this week. Begix Nursery and Garden Center on M84, 1 mile east of I-75, west side Saginaw Road, Bay City.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business.
Fed kicks off a 2-day policy meeting today, and many investors will be keeping a close eye on 10-year Treasury yields. Fed officials are expected to note an improving economic outlook. The Federal Reserve Chair has said he wants to see substantial further progress in the recovery before the central bank begins scaling back on bond purchases. Right now, $120 billion a month. Another world leader is trying to boost confidence in the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine, which several nations have paused the use of. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says he will be having the AstraZeneca vaccine himself. And German automaker BMW says it intends rollout of new electric cars, the company unveiling a new all-electric model 3 months ahead of plan. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Finally, spring has arrived, and so have all new Untuckit styles. Check out our new wrinkle-free shirts that every guy needs as the weather warms up. And don't forget our famous polos, the official shirts of spring. Untuckit shirts are designed to be worn untucked and will look great as we get back to the things we've been missing, like dinner with friends, reuniting with family, going on vacations, and yes, even heading back to the office. Untuckit shirt untucked. Use code RADIO for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Art Lewis, and we're talking to the Bay County Executive, Jim Barcia. I have known the former congressman for a long, long time, decades. And I've known his politics for a long, long time. Jim, I have to believe, knowing you, that you have to be a little disgusted or put off with politics today. Am I right?
You know, Art, I have to say that to an extent I am. I still believe public policy debate and discussion is critical, you know, with elected officials and residents, but it, of course, for us to develop, public policy, but it seems that our nation is about as divided as we've been since the Civil War. I know families have been torn apart over political differences and friendships have been ended. And it seems like people today are not getting a broad viewpoints, but rather honing in on, a media source that I guess kind of connects with their philosophy and their emotional feelings about some of these cultural issues. And it has made governing more difficult. And then also the with the advent of social media, a lot of times there is information posted in social media on the various platforms that simply are not true. And people will believe it, and they sometimes will not have an open mind about listening to any other point of view or facts as presented. So it has made it more difficult. People are more divided than I recall over my long tenure in public service.
A mutual friend of yours and mine, the late Congressman Bob Traxler, once told me there were 3 Ds in politics: debate, deliberate, and decide. We are so far away from that today. It just seems to me that we've lost our way when it comes to political discourse.
It sure seems that way to me as well, Art. And I know that from your standpoint as a widely recognized, highly admired, and beloved communicator on these issues, and the fact that even each day that you discuss these issues on your Art Lewis program, I'll tell you, we're fortunate to have you, Art, and I want to thank you and the staff at WSGW for the great job you do. Not only local issues in Bay County, throughout the region and state and national level, but I do appreciate your friendship, Art, and especially admire what you've done to educate the public about some of these critical issues. And we don't always have to agree on everything, but but we have to be respectful, I think, of other people's views on both sides.
I think, Jim, and I could be dead wrong about this, but I really think that the time is coming when a third party is going to rear its head and make some inroads in American government, because the farther apart we get, the bigger that chasm in the middle opens up. And I don't believe, I have said many times, the far left and the far right make all the noise, but most people don't live there. They live in the middle someplace. And I really think the time is ripe for a third party. I'd call it the common sense party.
Yeah, yes, I do think that, based on what I'm hearing too, that, traditional Democrats and Republicans are, they're dissatisfied with their longtime, loyalty to one party or another. And even within both that, are not supportive of the announced agendas of both parties. And I do think there is room, probably, Art. I know traditionally third parties have not done well, but I think this is a unique and unusual time that we're in, and we could see perhaps a third party that would be able to take off and see some success. I remember Ross Perot on the issue of NAFTA.
Oh, yeah.
Got almost 20% of the vote in a national election for president. Didn't do well in the Electoral College, of course, but nonetheless garnered, millions of votes on a third.
Yeah. And that was after he shot himself in the foot several times. So
Yeah.
I often thought about that. If Perot, had followed the tried and true path and not opened his mouth sometimes the way he did, he probably would have had a much greater impact on that election.
Yes. And also, I think if you would have seen the kind of sums of money that you're seeing spent today in elections, even some U.S. Senate races, $100 million. If Ross Perot, as a billionaire, had loosened up, his purse strings and spent, either raised or on getting his message out, he may have done much better.
Yeah, that's probably true. I know you're a fiscal conservative, and I know that it's helpful for the government to provide the county with the money it's going to be provided. But you have to look at the debt today, which is now, $28 trillion and growing.
It is.
You have to shake your head. I mean, knowing you can't be happy about that.
No, it's discouraging. And the only, one of the things I think about is the younger generation that will have to retire this debt. Some people think so we don't have to pay it, but no, in fact, we owe a large percentage to China that has loaned the United States money, and we're in debt to them greatly. Also, insurance companies and U.S. government bond holders all hold that debt, and it will have to be paid back. And the interest alone, I know when I was in Congress, the interest alone on the national debt was more than spent on our national defense.
Yeah.
And so the interest is what really continues to eat away at the ability of the government to provide vital services, and not so much of its budget toward, the debt and the eventual repayment of that $28 trillion. And I know we'll just have to see what happens as we go forward with the economy.
Can you hang on a few minutes?
Oh, sure.
Good.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to take another break here, and then we'll be back. We're talking to Jim Barcia, the Bay County executive. We're going to talk a little more about Bay County, too. When we return here on the Art Lewis Show, we'll be right back.
The Saginaw Children's Zoo will be opening for the season on first. Take a wild adventure to the Saginaw Children's Zoo. Say hello to all your feathered, scaly, and furry animal friends and get some much-needed fresh air. The Saginaw Children's Zoo can't wait to see you. Visit SaginawZoo.com for details.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
Spectrum Mobile is the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation. It's easy to see why millions have chosen a better way to mobile. With Spectrum Mobile, there are no contracts and no added fees. Even nationwide 5G is included at no extra cost. Switch today and you could save big. Grab your current mobile bill savings calculator to see how much you can save. Go to spectrummobile.com/saving today. Spectrum internet required based on Q2 2020 subscriber data. Services not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com in Troy and Ann Arbor.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/private. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/private. That's forhims.com/private for your free online visit. forhims.com/private.
Receive a $5 rebate by trading up any non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen temporal scanner purchased at any retailer. With COVID continuing to spread, nothing matters more than having an accurate thermometer that's backed by more than 80 published peer-reviewed clinical studies, like the Exergen temporal scanner. Even after getting the monitoring for fever to make sure you are protected. Keep your family and yourself safe by trading up your non-contact thermometer for an accurate temporal scanner and a $5 rebate from Exergen, where accuracy matters. Details at Exergen.com.
This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Massachusetts only. Sokolov Law LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Greg Hoppy, New Jersey. Michael Bro Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Mesothelioma. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been affected by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-2400. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of U.S. veterans and trade workers are at risk for the disease. Nearly $30 billion in court-ordered trusts has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-578-2400. That's 1-800-578-2400. 1-800-578-2400. Street, 2400.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get it, what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show,
another warning for a Disney movie, but still nothing about those concentration camps. Is there a Disney movie about that?
Markley Van Camp and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, talking to Bay County Executive Jim Barcia, former congressman. Jim, I want to finish up just one last thing about the international money and all of that. You said something which is very important, and I'm not sure people realize it. When you said China loaned the United States a lot of money, people have to realize that when a foreign power like China buys a treasury bond, that's loaned money. And I've heard estimates that they have 10% of our debt or something of that nature, which would be $2.8 trillion that they've loaned us.
Yes. It puts us in a precarious position. And as you know, when I was in Congress, I did not support most favored nation trading status for China, nor NAFTA, because I was concerned about the loss of our manufacturing base, and particularly with China not honoring copyrights and patents on technological and so originally there was a 2.5% tariff, or I believe there still is. They haven't dealt with it yet, but 2.5% tariff on Chinese product that is imported into the U.S., but a 25% tariff on American products imported into China. And with 1.4 billion people of the population, that is a huge market. And, we just really need to recognize that they are the other superpower. It's now the United States and China. It's not Russia. Russia's a very our two economies, but they are the other major superpower now, and so it's time that maybe our trade reflects that, our trade policy.
Well, and I've said for years we were very good at negotiating free trade, but not fair trade. NAFTA was a perfect example. Ross Perot was right. The great sucking sound you heard was our jobs going south.
And I agreed with that, and those of us who voted no took some heat.
I remember
at the time. I remember an editorial in the Bay City Times that wasn't very kind and stuff. But I think our concerns in the long term were born. Represented Iosco County, and we had a number of small businesses. And when I say small, up to 100 or 120 employees, but nonetheless sizable business operation. But many of those plants closed and relocated to Mexico and south of the border and never came back.
Yep, and now that treaty's been renegotiated. I hope it's better than it was, but it certainly wasn't good in the beginning.
No, it's improved. All right. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to what you love today, and that's Bay County, because you are the Bay County executive. Let's talk about living in Bay County right now, and I want to talk about housing stock a little bit, because right now it's a seller's market, and you would think that might bring builders out to build new construction. Are you seeing any new homes in Bay County right now?
Yeah, we are actually. Our townships in rural Bay County, outside the city, residential construction, and sometimes a new subdivision will go in with 7 or 8 homes in it, in the $300,000 to $400,000 range. So that's good. We're continuing to see that. However, in the urban part of the county, in the city, 60% of our housing is rental property. And then you also have about 2,100 foreclosed properties and several hundred more that are awaiting foreclosure, on the 3-year time frame on the payment of taxes. So one of the reasons that, for example, Bay City is going to receive $31 million. Let me just check that, Art, under the American Recovery Plan. Bay City receives more than Bay County, $31.12 million over the next 2 years. And in the recovery plan was the number of residents of that governmental entity that fell below the poverty line. And so Saginaw City is going to get a large amount, as I think Flint is in line for about $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the formula in terms of distribution of revenue. And yeah, it's, if you want to, I'll just touch on some of the things that you can spend the money on. Revenue replacement for the provision of government services reductions due to COVID-19. Also allowance for premium pay for essential workers to compensate those essential workers that had to continue to show up to perform their jobs and serve the public during the pandemic and put themselves at risk. But a critical component is assistance to small businesses that have been hard hit. And I mentioned before, taverns, bowling centers, restaurants that have been closed for most of the last year. Also investments in water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure. And in northern Bay County, we don't have access to broadband in the Century telephone portion of Bay County that's covered by Century Telephone out of Standish. So it's our hope that we may be able to utilize some of that money to extend broadband throughout Bay County, because many of the students that were, working remotely in the classes and stuff, I think there's about 30% of the residents in the northern tier of Bay County that do not have access to the internet yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a difficult challenge.
Yeah. I'm gonna drag you on for one more segment here, Jim, and then we'll finish up. We're talking to Jim Barcia, the Bay County executive, and we will be back with more. Let me ask you how you slept last night, because in today's world, when you do more for less and you go to bed and theoretically spend a third of your life there, you really need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world. Don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. You don't have to wait around all day. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you to your exact size, length, width, height, you name it. Something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. More ahead with the Bay County executive.
Menards has Sylvania's new True Wave Natural Spectrum LED bulbs. They offer the best in lighting technology and bring out the positive feelings of happiness, relaxation, and warmth while reducing eye strain and improving the sleep cycle. A 4-pack is $5.99 after sale price and 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything. Now at Menards. Good through March 20th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? you get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute action. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage at Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Behind the back triple, Dickinson comes up with it. One-on-one jump stop layup. Yes, sir! Hunter Dickinson, a wizardry act.
It's Michigan basketball. It's tournament time as the Michigan Wolverines play their opening game of the round of 64 live this Saturday with coverage beginning at 2:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan basketball is brought to you by Wolf Files, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Forward Energy, Lingle Equipment in Saginaw, and Schaefer Beer Line Ram Trucks in Frankenmuth. Michigan basketball is on WSGW.
Welcome back. Art Lewis Show. Final minutes for today. Talking to the Bay County Executive, Jim Barcia. And Jim, let me ask, I know there's been a number of initiatives over the years in Bay County relative to health care. Where are you now with that?
Well, in Bay County, we have we have a self-insurance program with Blue Cross Blue Shield for our county employees, and we've seen our healthcare costs continue to escalate annually, approximately about 7% or about $1 million a year. And just a few serious cancer cases involving transplants or other major treatments can really balloon the costs for self-insured programs. And we've been seeing our healthcare costs rise about 7% a year, or about $1 million annually. And so we have a Bay County Wellness program in which we encourage with Total Health over in Bay City on Euclid Avenue. If county employees call up, they can avoid paying the co-pays on prescription drugs, and it's a good plan. In addition to that, we have access to equipment at the community center, the treadmills, and other activities that will hopefully keep people healthy. And the good thing is we have a lot of county employees participating, and so we have a pretty healthy workforce. However, the cost of it rising and almost very, very frightening escalation of healthcare costs is something that demands our attention, and something that we try to emphasize to the employees to stay healthy and get something taken care of before it becomes a real serious illness, if possible, and utilizing every way that we can to try to hold those costs down.
Want to talk about one other subject. The governor, when she ran for election, her whole premise was on the roads and fixing the roads, and the legislature wouldn't go along with the 45-cent gas tax increase, but she ended up instructing MDOT to issue bonds. But the problem with that is that money only goes to state and federal highways, and it seems to me the county and local roads are the ones that are really hurting in this state. How are we going to fix this problem?
Yeah, I think we're going to need to look at both at the federal and state level how we fund transportation and infrastructure, roads and bridges. As you know, Bay City struggled with their bridge issue. But I would have to say, Art, that given the forecast from the auto manufacturers that by 2035, they would like to have 70% or more electric vehicles. I think the model for raising the revenue from the gasoline tax or fuel tax, as you know, the federal gas tax is, I think, 19 cents, and the state tax is about 21 cents per gallon. And I think that what the governor did, I haven't talked to her personally about it, but I think when she proposed the 45-cent per gallon tax. I think she was starting out high, hopefully negotiating, a rate, a lesser amount with the legislature, but to get something through. And then when the pandemic hit, and also the legislature's resistance increasing the gasoline tax, that basically took revenue off the table. And so you can't fix roads without money.
Yeah.
I think now even for a single lane, it's almost $1 million a mile.
Wow. Yeah.
And so the materials and the labor costs have increased significantly. And I think both the federal and state governments are going to have to look at how they fund infrastructure, because it is critical.
Jim, times are fleeting here, so
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment to thank you for spending the time with us this morning. I've treasured our friendship over the years and hope that continues.
Thank you, Art. And yeah, we will be friends to the end. I'll tell you, we have a lot of good memories together.
We do.
Visits to Washington, as well as your agreeing to host my congressional breakfast at the time Saginaw
remember
Civic
those.
Center, now the Dow Event Center.
Yep.
We had some interesting guests, and you were always the masterful host.
Well,
I want to thank you, Art, for having me on.
Yep, we'll do it again.
Back as a guest on WSGW, and look forward to seeing you soon.
We'll do it again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Bye-bye
Art.
now.
Yeah. Bye.
Bay County Executive Jim Barcia, and we thank him for spending time with us this morning. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
At Begics in Bay City. Get a jump on spring this week at Begic Nursery and Garden Center. If new patio furniture is in your plans, come and learn from the professionals. See Berlin Gardens, offering outdoor furniture made of the highest grade, maintenance-free poly lumber, made in Ohio, and exclusive to Begics. Order now and have it in time for the start of summer. When you step into Begic's expanded outdoor living center, you'll know sky's the limit for inspired living just outside your door. From gazebos, pergolas, pavilions, and a great lineup of Weber grills in our grill zone to fountains and fire pits. At Begic's, see great Amish-made furniture and lots of color. If you're thinking about a landscape project, let Begic's help you with tastefully designed landscape that you'll enjoy for years to come. Get a jump on spring. We'll see you at Begic's this week. Begic Nursery and Garden Center on M84, 1 mile east of I-75, west side Saginaw Road, Bay City.
Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in store for details. Plus taxes and MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices, coverage, and plan details.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? My name is Ron LeGrand, and over 39 years, I've bought over 3,000 houses without using my money or credit and taught thousands to do the same. Today, even in a COVID environment, we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods using no banks, realtors, contractors, license, or other costly entanglements, and build big cash flow and huge wealth without the hassle of tenants, and all without using credit and little or no money. Text radio to 620-600 and I'll send you my free training and show you how it's done. I promise it'll open the door to a new lifestyle that doesn't involve risk or rehabs and can quickly replace your current income. That's radio to 620-622-5500, and let me show you how to take your life back and build cash flow and wealth from your home. Text radio to 620-622-5500. That's radio to 620-622-5500.
The WSGW audio stream is presented by Midland Furniture Garage. Look online for MidlandFurnitureGarage.com.
Back with you here on WSGW. We were talking last hour about the restaurant rescue. I have just found out the restaurant rescue is sold out of all deals except for Cafe 1-3, Beer Garden Kitchen, and Mountain Town Station. So they are still available for the restaurant rescue. Go to rocketgrabplus.com. Wow, that was fast. All right, We're going to end the program. We thank you for being with us. Coming up, we're going to chat with Lieutenant Kondorsky from the Saginaw Police Department on Focus. That'll be next.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kafen. Atlanta's Mayor Keisha Bottoms is trying to help the city cope with the shooting attacks at 3 spas.
A crime against any community is a crime against us all.
8 people were killed, most of them women of Asian descent. A man is in custody. The suspect believed headed for Florida to possibly carry out other attacks. Police Chief Rodney Bryant on whether it's been labeled a hate crime.
We are still early in this investigation. So we cannot make that determination at this moment.
Cynthia Che is with a group that tracks hate crimes against Asian Americans.
This is really unfolding as a real nightmare for our community. And whether this is racially motivated or not, this is a tragedy of epic proportion.
The judge in the trial of a former police officer in the death of George Floyd has dismissed 2 seated jurors who indicated it would be hard to be impartial. Minneapolis paid a $27 million settlement to Floyd's family. Questions about the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine after several countries suspended use amid reports of blood clots. Now, CBS's Vicki Barker tells us.
In its latest statement, the WHO suggests that the 36 cases of blood clots in Europe, reported after 17 million doses had been administered, are not more than might have been expected among that many people. And it once again asserts that the benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine far outweigh any risks.
President Biden says he's trying to deal with the new influx of unaccompanied children at the southern border humanely. This morning, Homeland Security Yorkis told Congress,
We have an obligation to find the parents and to reunite those families.
The Dallas Convention Center is taking in some children. CBS's Jim Krasula says much of the South is bracing for some rough weather.
30 million people in the mid and deep South will be threatened by severe weather, including tornadoes today. The highest risk area is Mississippi. Brenda lives in the capital city of Jackson.
I'm scared, if a tornado comes, trees come in the house, or they get blocked in the neighborhood.
The weather threat has prompted the closure of many schools in Mississippi, Alabama, and West Tennessee. Parts of Georgia and most of the Carolinas could see severe storms.
Matthew McConaughey tells CBS this morning he's getting sponsors and talent together for a virtual benefit Sunday to help his storm-battered home state, Texas.
You see roofs caved in. You see places that are unlivable. You see furniture that's no longer possible to use. You see mattresses that are done.
Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down about 5 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
If you're thinking that the UPS store is only...
I sort of was.
Here's something else you should know. Mailboxing services. A real street address is just the ing to give your business that professional image.
I hadn't thought about that.
Once you see every ing we can do for your small business, it'll have you rethinking the UPS store.
I think I already have.
The UPS store. Every ing for small business. All in one place.
The UPS store.
The UPS store franchise locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
For more details, check out the UPS store in the Green Acres Plaza in Saginaw or at the upsstore.com/3451.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
If struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
37 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ian Williams. The more contagious UK variant of the COVID-19 virus has been confirmed on Michigan State University's East Lansing campus. The school says at least one case has been identified. In a letter to students and staff, President Samuel Stanley said the discovery of the variant at MSU is not unexpected, but it does reinforce the need for everyone to continue careful. The variant has been found in nearly every state, with more than 600 confirmed cases in Michigan. A cattle herd in Sheboygan County has tested positive for bovine tuberculosis. The State Department of Agriculture and Rural Development says it was caught during routine testing. Bovine TB is a bacterial disease that can be deadly. The state says it has been found in a white-tailed deer in some areas of northern Michigan. About 1,000 Michigan National Guard soldiers returned home to Michigan Monday from Washington. Guard members were deployed on January 29th to help protect the U.S. Capitol building after the inauguration of President Biden. While there, Guard members received undercooked meat and food with metal shards, which caused an uproar from the Michigan congressional delegation. It ultimately prompted Governor Whitmer to end the deployment of the Michigan National Guard. The Michigan Military Department said Guard members who supported the Capitol mission were screened for leaving. WSGW News Time coming up on 11:07.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, and clinical trials on tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and hundreds of thousands in Michigan have already been vaccinated. But the next step is ours. We need to get the vaccine when we can. Keep wearing masks correctly and taking precautions until we reach our destination, freedom from COVID-19 and getting back to the lives we love. Discover the facts for yourself. COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
WSGW News Time is 11:07. A 21-year-old West Michigan man has been arraigned for allegedly threatening to kill President Biden, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, and Governor Whitmer. Kelly Rossman McKinney at the State Attorney General's office says Joshua Doctor of Holland posted on the social media platform iFunny that he would use a gun to shoot and kill the three elected officials and become the catalyst for a new American revolution.
I think gratitude really needs to be noted for the individuals who saw these threats and took it upon themselves to report those threats, because it is to those people we owe a great deal of thanks.
When he was arrested, investigators say they found information on where to buy bomb materials and how to make an explosive on his cell phone. If convicted, Doctor could face up to 20 years in prison. However, toned down because of the pandemic, it's still St. Patrick's Day, and many are celebrating. We get more in this report from Charlie Langton in Detroit.
Old Shillelagh is one of the most popular places to celebrate St. Patrick's Day here in Greektown. There's not a whole lot of line. The seats are plentiful inside the bar. There's a large place for outside celebrating. But for Alex of New Hudson, she's not worried about any possible COVID problems. Why not?
Because I think COVID is part of an agenda. I'm not nervous. I mean, I feel like it's been so long now. I've been out of state. I'm not worried about it, really.
All right, really. And then there is Corny Lou. He is from Clinton Township. He too not worried about COVID.
Well, I have my mask, and hopefully everybody else does. So I don't plan on standing right next to people and speaking to them without a mask on. So
party safely. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
That was Charlie Langton reporting. The Michigan Public Health Week partnership is seeking nominations of individuals and organizations that have made significant contributions to preserve and improve health for its annual Hometown Health Hero Awards. Hometown Health Hero Awards are presented every spring as part of Michigan Public Health Week. By building connections, communities become healthier, safer, and better for all. Nominations forms can be downloaded from the michigan.gov/PMPW. Completed nominations can be sent to Jim Koval via email. Award winners will be shipped directly. The awards, that is, will be shipped directly to winners in May. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0790. It's 11:10.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine today as we warm into the upper 40s. A chance for rain showers late this afternoon with calm winds. Another chance for rain early tonight. Could see some snow mixing in with that rain overnight. Cloud cover 35 for your low. Thursday, mixture of rain and snowfall early on. Cloudy skies, high of 42 degrees. Winds picking up out of the northeast and gusting around 40 miles per hour. Friday, sunshine returns and a high near 40 degrees. I'm staff meteorologist Mandy Valuber. W weatherology forecast. Currently 38 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is brought to you by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply. Service 59.
And welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Today we're going to focus on some initiatives put forth by the Saginaw Police Department. A couple of guests with us this morning. First of all, we say good morning to Lieutenant David Kenjorski. Good morning, Lieutenant.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing?
We're doing all right. Hope you are too. Also with us this morning is Brittany Jeffers, the Victim Services Coordinator. Brittany, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Thanks for being with us this morning. So, Lieutenant, let's start with the police department and its community initiatives, because I know this past year has been trying for all police departments, but the city of Saginaw, in some ways, you've been ahead of the curve with these things, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we really have. Going back several years, we started reaching out to the community and finding out and asking if there's different ways that we could become more involved, more accessible, find out what they wanted from their police department. And through some of these initiatives, just thinking back, one was our TAGA project, enabled Girl Ambassadors, Girl Effect. We were the first in the United States, well, matter of fact, North America, for this project, which started in England. And they utilized young ladies in Saginaw, in our community, to go out and find out, in relation to policing and law enforcement, what the community wanted. And surprise, surprise, across the entire city, what our citizens want is a stronger relationship with the police department. They want to know their officers. And as a result of that, we began saying yes as that information came forward and the requests started coming in. We started saying yes more and more to different initiatives and proposals that were brought forward by the community. And it's just taken off from there.
It's almost, in some ways, a paradox, and I've said this before, at a time when police departments are facing budget crunches, across the country. You can think of no better time to institute community policing, which took it on the chin from a lot of these budget cuts, didn't it?
It did. And here in Saginaw, our department, so going back quite a few years, you're exactly right. We did take it on the chin. But we had to make a decision on how we were going to go forward. And we need that partnership with the community. That community needs that partnership with us. So there was no other option. Have really embraced that. There's a list of different initiatives that we have and community events that we participate in that they're excited to be a part of. That's how we're going to, with our most immediate mission, crime prevention, safety, that's how we're going to accomplish that in this environment, is by having that relationship with our community.
And it's important because most people, when they come in contact with the police, it's usually a negative. Traffic stop, what have you, victim of crime, criminal, whatever. It takes events like that to sort of humanize the officer, doesn't it?
Oh, exactly. You're absolutely right. Our officers are responding to 911 calls when they're encountering people in very stressful situations. And, sometimes the outcome isn't always good, maybe for somebody. But yeah, you hit it right on the head. I mean, this is a way for us to have informal talks, discussions at these events and afterward, so that we're getting to know each other. And with those relationships that are built, when one of our citizens is experiencing a problem in their neighborhood, they have the phone number of that community policing officer that they can reach out to start working on that problem before it becomes even more significant for that neighborhood.
All right, I'm going to take a break. Come back. We're going to talk to Brittany about victim services. All ahead as we talk about the Saginaw Police Department on Focus. We'll be back after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof, North and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Save big money on your everyday needs at Menards. A 20-pound bag of Enchanted Garden sunflower seeds is the perfect choice for your feathered friends and will keep them coming back. Right now, just $9.99 after 11% rebate. Stop waiting and start saving today on everything you need at Menards. Prices are good until March 20th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and hundreds of thousands in Michigan have already been vaccinated. But the next step is ours. We need to get the vaccine when we can. Keep wearing masks correctly and taking precautions until we reach our destination. freedom from COVID-19, and getting back to the lives we love. Discover the facts for yourself at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Assisted living may not fit in your budget. Call Merrill Fields Assisted Living to learn about their all-inclusive pricing and waiver programs. 989-252-7532 or visit merrillfields.com.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back to Focus as we focus on the Saginaw Police Department with Lieutenant David Konjorski and also Brittany Spears. Brittany Spears. Brittany Jeffers. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, Brittany. Let's talk about victim services a little bit and what your role is as coordinator.
Yeah, so quite a few years ago, about 5 years ago now, the SP developed a victim services unit to enhance services to victims and to ensure that victims in our area were receiving services and resources to help get them through the trauma and get their life turned around after being victimized. And we're also a way for the community to have access to the Saginaw Police Department. We're able to provide transparency, services, and just an additional person when they're in need of services or if they need updates on their case.
So, Brittany, if someone is a victim of a crime in the city of Saginaw, when it's over, do they have to reach out to you or do you reach out to them?
Our offices are provided with our victim services brochure that is full of resources and services in the Saginaw area, as well as every way to get a hold of someone within the victim services unit. So when an officer responds to a victim on scene, they are provided that brochure. So the victim has my contact information right away, but then within 24 someone from the victim services unit will reach out to that victim.
What's the biggest need? Usually psychological?
Yes, counseling and safety resources are probably the ones that victims are most in need of.
And is that provided by you or do you work through other agencies like Saginaw County Mental Health?
Yes, we've established really strong working relationships with a lot of our social service agencies in the area. So once we identify a need of a victim, we will make a referral to that agency and make sure they get in contact with that agency.
How would somebody contact you for more information?
They can call my office number at 989-759-1260 or email me at bjeffers@saginaw-mi.com.
And Lieutenant, let's talk a little bit about recruiting these days. Are you finding people willing to become police officers?
Well, I think we're seeing this across the nation, that there's been a general decline in the number of applicants to become police officers. But, we're leveraging our community resources to reach out and explore new ways that we can contact young and talk with them about the possibility of a career in law enforcement and what that means. And I think what we are finding, though, with the number of recruits and candidates that we are receiving, that the vast majority of them understand and value that community service is what this profession is all about. And that's what we value right now.
And it's, at a time when, we'd love the police department to mirror the community it serves. It's difficult recruiting out of the minority communities, isn't it?
Yes, it can be. But fortunately, with the partnership formed here in our community, that is going to be much easier as we go forward. Working with the Hispanic community and the African American community, we're reaching out in ways that we never have before.
Have policies changed in the way you enforce the laws because of George Floyd and others?
I think all agencies, including ours, have taken a look at our policies, and we've made changes where it's been necessary. Sometimes we don't, they don't come to light, unfortunately, or you're not aware of them until maybe there's an incident, not only here or somewhere else, but, yes, we've gone through and we've updated all of our policies. Our entire policy manual has been updated within the last 3 to 4, 5 years.
It's probably a little too early to talk about it, but the Light Up the City will be coming along this year, and it's a good opportunity for officers to walk the communities with others and meet their constituents, isn't it?
Oh, it is, and I look forward to that event, Art. It's great because there's so many people in the community that come out, are involved, not only from the city itself, but from people from throughout the county are there. The kickoff event is fabulous. The activities that they have for the children, it's just a great time to meet people in the community and form those relationships that we were talking about earlier.
Let's hope COVID doesn't get in the way this year, huh?
You're telling me COVID's been a little bit of a challenge for us, even rolling out some of our new programs and initiatives. Another one that we had started in the fall, unfortunately, we only were able to have one before we had to stop, but it's front porch roll calls. And work with the community leaders that are willing to host a front porch roll call, which is we have officers there and we conduct a mock roll call so the public knows what a roll call is really like, what kind of information is shared. And we have a question and answer session that, hopefully shed some light on maybe why we do some of the things that we do in certain circumstances. Sometimes it's providing information on resources within the city. And afterward, we have a period that we just talk to citizens who want to come up and talk more about the problems in their neighborhood.
Well, let's hope you can get back to that, and let's hope for a better 2021 than 2020, that's for sure. Lieutenant Brittany, thanks for spending a little time with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye now. Lieutenant David Konjorski and Brittany Jeffers from the Saginaw Police Department. We'll be back to close out and move on to the marketplace after these notes.
The Saginaw Children's Zoo will be opening for the season on Wednesday, April 21st. Take a wild adventure to the Saginaw Children's Zoo. Say hello to all your feathered, scaly, and furry animal friends and get some much-needed fresh air. The Saginaw Children's Zoo can't wait to see you. Visit SaginawZoo.com for details.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
Who will help you get there? You spent years working, taking care of your kids, saving money, and now you're nearing retirement. Now it's your turn. You get to decide where to go next. Will your retirement include travel? Do you have a guide to help you get there? Jason and Carl Kreiderman and their team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors have helped hundreds of families create their retirement roadmap. Don't let financial... Of course, Jason and Carl want you to have the retirement you've worked so hard for. They can help you create a retirement roadmap that's tailored to your lifestyle and long-term financial goals. Call Jason and Carl Kreiderman and the team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors today at 989-848-1188 and schedule a visit. 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune in to Jason and Carl Kreiderman's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Investment advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor with the state of Michigan.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't see a doctor right away by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/private. That's right, Free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims. That's forhims.com/private for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/private.
The Focus Show on WSGW, brought to you by Northeastern Paint Supply in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
All right, that'll do it for Focus today. Time to head over to Baird & Company for our ticket tip of the day. Steve Anderson is there. And Steve, here we are midweek. How we doing?
Well, we've got kind of a mixed market today. We've got many of the investors kind of likely to do, and we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's ahead by 54 points, putting it at 32,879 on volume of 295 million shares. The NASDAQ is down, however, 142, putting it at 13,329. That is on volume of 407 million shares.
Well, we're close to that 33,000 mark. My goodness.
We're working on it.
Oh, wow. What's your ticket tip for the day?
Well, there's a lot of people that are investing for income, and in doing so, they have investments that the advisors will call fixed income portfolios. They may include bonds, preferred stocks, or funds that hold both bonds and preferred stocks. I want to remind everybody that while the income may be fixed, the value of those securities on a day-to-day basis prior to maturity will fluctuate. Fixed income investments pay a predetermined interest rate or dividend, and at maturity will repay a set amount of principal. However, should you wish to sell those prior to maturity, you may receive either more or less than the maturity value. Fluctuations are normal as interest rates change, and as interest rates rise, as they are doing right now, one should expect that the current market value of those existing portfolios will decline. So as you're looking at your portfolio, you do want to examine those fixed income investments and see what they hold, how they manage it, more importantly, and just be ready, because if interest rates go up, and go up, you may wind up with a portfolio that wants to go down. So take a look, make sure that you're prepared, make sure that you're balanced properly. And if you've got something in your portfolio, like a bond portfolio, which you expect to go down, try to have something in there that you might expect to go up. So there you go.
Up, down. Get some help from you. How do we do that?
Here you call us right here at Baird & Company. Telephone number is 790-5724, or you can find us on the web at rwbaird, that's BAIRD.com, and then look for the Saginaw branch.
Have a safe day. We'll talk to you soon, Steve.
I shall. You do the same.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticket tip of the day. Terry Henny's Farm Show is along next.
Bring home the RV of your dreams during the Trade Anything event at General RV in Birch Run. If it's got a motor or wheels, we can make a deal. We'll even give you $500 for your tent. Take advantage of record trade-in values for your used RV while you can. Plus, get up to $10,000 in exclusive manufacturer rebates with or without a trade. It's your chance to save thousands on the motorhome, travel trailer, or fifth wheel of your dreams. Trade anything for a limited time only at General RV in Birch Run off I-70.
Wilson, we've heard people talk about your volume discount pricing. Just what does that mean? How does it save me money on a new Ford Escape or an F-Series truck?
We try to sell our cars and trucks for as little as possible, not as much as possible.
You're saying volume sales spread your overhead costs and profit over more vehicles?
We'd rather sell 1,000 vehicles at $100 profit than 100 vehicles.
So that's why you have acres of new vehicles here.
That's why you'll find a bigger selection of Ford Escapes, Ford trucks, plus a complete line of Ford and Lincoln vehicles.
Is it true that dealers, even from other states, buy from you because of your inventory?
However, like always, we encourage everyone to shop and get the very best price of the Ford or Lincoln of their choice, and then let us show you what real savings are.
Everyone loves to save money, and right now, you can help yourself to thousands of dollars in savings and the best possible selection at Midland Ford Lincoln, your savings store.
Come on, come in, let the fun begin.
At MichiganLottery.com, the one place you'll find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Draw, plus Powerball and Mega Millions that can reach $1 billion. Cash out online or at your favorite store. And all proceeds support Michigan schools and business.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. It's beauty looking out there right now. Plenty of sun. We've got 37 degrees at the airport, 38 here at Radio Center, 37 in Midland, 38 in downtown Bay City. So a little bit warmer than what it was yesterday. And it should be, by the time the day is all done, we'll be working our way into the 40s as well. But we will be looking at a few more clouds, especially later on this afternoon. So we are going to need as much sun as we possibly can get in order to move into that mid to upper 40-degree range. By the time we're all done, we should be about 10 degrees warmer than what we are as of right now. We have a calm breeze, but again, that is going to be short-lived. As we move into the evening hours, things are really going to pick up as far as the winds. And we're going to see a little bit of a change as far as wind direction goes. Right now, if there is any breeze, it's out of the southeast. But as we go into the evening hours, it's going to become a little bit more northeasterly. And we'll tell you about why we think that's going to happen in just a moment. High pressure dominating our weather over Wisconsin. There's a low pressure system over western Missouri. Now, that low is the one that we're watching. It does appear as though it's going to stay in the Tennessee Valley as well as the lower Ohio River Basin. And then over the next few hours, it's going to continue to track in an easterly direction. So it's not really going to affect our weather here all that much. But what it is going to do is, first of all, it's going to change the direction of the wind. And it is going to increase the wind velocity. Now, tonight, there will be more clouds and there will be a chance of some shower activity, especially after sunset tonight, because that low will be approaching. The wind, you'll understand, once it begins to come out of the northeast, that's when we're going to see more of the effects of that low, an increase in the probability of rain, northeasterly breeze, maybe gusting up to about 15 miles per hour. Now, during the day tomorrow, not this particular low, but another low is going to be following in its footsteps. And that low is going to continue to push a chance of some moisture up in our direction. Not a lot, but just enough to make it kind of a miserable day. Because along with the chances of precipitation and plenty of clouds, we'll make it up to maybe 39, 40 degrees for a high. And we are going to have northeast winds gusting to 45 miles per hour, not only during the day tomorrow, but also tomorrow night. It doesn't appear as though the winds are really going to let up all that much. So there is going to be the possibility of seeing a little bit of icing occurring because We are not really looking for partly cloudy skies tomorrow until late tomorrow night, and then our temperature is going to drop like a lead balloon. We're going to be looking at 24 degrees for a low tomorrow night with a northeast breeze gusting to 40 miles per hour. So tomorrow looks like it's going to be a tough day. I guess if we're going to have the tough day, let it be now, because as we move into the day on Friday, things will be clearing off. We'll be looking at sunshine. Temperatures not really responding like we'd like to see with sun. 40 degrees for a high on Friday. We're still going to have that northeast breeze gusting to about 20 miles per hour, not 40 or 45, but still not letting up. But once we move into the weekend, things are really going to begin to change, because the effects of a low pressure system, a series of those lows, is finally going to be moving far enough to the east that a high pressure system centered over Lake Erie is going to really take over. That high will be over Wisconsin on Friday. That's what's going to clear everything out, but still be cold. Then on Saturday, it'll be over Lake Erie. It'll pump warmer air up at us, and then the warm up is really going to kick in, because we're looking at sunshine for Saturday, sunshine for Sunday, partly to mostly sunny on Monday, then maybe a chance of some rain on Tuesday. But all the way through this period, temperatures will be starting on Saturday about 53 here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and then moving up into the low 60s by the beginning of the work week next week, if not Sunday sooner. And the other key to this is nighttime temperatures. Saturday night, 30. Sunday night, 38. Monday and Tuesday nights, we're going to be looking at 40 to 43 degrees for overnight lows, which is what our normal high is for this time of the year. Incidentally, the record high in this state was set back in 2012, 80 degrees. And as we mentioned to you before, we had 7 record high temperatures in the month of March set back in 2012 here in the central part of the state. Record low, 2 below zero, and that was set way back in 1900. A year ago today, 49 was our high, 31 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the program today. Cody Harris standing by at Star of the West. We'll get the latest from him as far as what the markets are doing. But first, we want to remind you, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you this morning by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Hey, you can use precision data for making a lot of decisions and creating efficiencies all across your farm. Well, did you know that you can use that same precision data for faster, more accurate crop insurance? Farmers Mutual Hail accepts precision data from any color of equipment and almost any brand of farm management software for fast electronic reporting, quick and simple claims, and more efficient reviews. So get a hold of your FMH agent today, Chad Bender, 989-213-6177, and find out how you can use precision data for crop insurance. Farmers Mutual Hail and the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency are equal opportunity providers. We say good morning to Cody Harris. Cody, what's going on today?
Good morning, Terry. Hey, the sun's shining out here. It's a good Wednesday, but I wish I could say the same thing for the markets. We got mostly red across the screen today. Kind of looking at everything the way it sits here right now. We got cash wheat right now. That's down 4, 614 on the white, 579 on the red. New crop wheat, that's also down 4, 603 on the white, 568 on the red. Looking over at cash corn, that's the only futures value right now that's in the green. That's up 2 at 521. New crop corn is down 3 at 425. Looking over at cash soybeans, that's down 10 here this morning at 1373. And new crop soybeans are down 9 at 1171.
So who did what to make this happen?
Well, we finally got it seems like a little break in the weather down in South America. It seems like kind of the soggy central Brazil region that we've been talking about lately, Terry, is getting a little break from all that rain. And then in addition to that, kind of the drought-plagued Argentina growing regions that they got down there are actually looking forward to some heavy rains or some moisture that's been really needed down in that area. And that's definitely pulling on some of the markets here this morning. That's a lot of what the traders are focusing on kind of as we move through the trade here today and kind of seeing if that all pans out. And in addition to that, especially kind of diving in maybe a little bit in corn, on Monday, we saw an announcement that China bought nearly 46 million bushels of corn. And that you would figure kind of come into the markets kind of as we move through the week, but we're definitely seeing a pullback here. I don't know if that has something to do as, that kind of timing of that trade just coming right before, we got some high level meetings coming tomorrow between the Biden administration and Chinese trade representatives. So I think you might see some traders maybe being a little more reserved than they usually would be on that news that big purchase from China. Kind of see how that all squares up and then move forward from there. Other than that, though, if you look at the numbers, that trade kind of makes sense. The incentive still remains for China to continue to import U.S. corn. Right now, the Dalian May corn price is about $10.60 per bushel over there in China. That's about a $5 premium over the future. So it definitely makes sense for them to come to the U.S. and pull from our corns here, Terry, as we kind of move forward and into our I would say planning area, and guys are getting ready to figure out what they're going to do on that. But other than that, like I said, kind of in the corn arena, weather kind of took a little break in Brazil. And last week, it seems that Brazil is now 72% done with planting corn compared to 50% last week. They still might be behind the average pace of 90%. But that definitely, they had they were very productive last week, to say the least, on that. Kind of looking over the soys, kind of the same thing. Weather kind of took a break, especially down in Argentina, in that soy crop. Definitely looks a lot better down there. And as far as soybean harvest goes in Brazil, they're about 50% complete. With the major growing region of Mato Grosso said to be about 80% done with harvest compared to an average of 88%. So that's playing a little bit of catch up, which is really kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the market. And as we kind of look at wheat, wheat's still trying to figure out what to do here today. It seems like wheat's kind of taking a little on the chin, kind of bounced back a little bit here. But there's definitely a little bit of pressure there. A lot has to do with weather as well. Looks like we're getting some key moisture and snow in some key wheat areas. We had that kind of last week as well. With that recent moisture, improved crop conditions in Oklahoma, Kansas, and Colorado, kind of put a little pressure on that wheat. In addition to that, this morning, we're looking at weaker cash prices in both the European Union and Black Sea. And then in addition to that, Russia also made a statement that they may consider removing the export tax at some point, and that's really sending these markets a little lower as we look at the wheat price.
All righty, Cody, you take care. Have a good day, all right?
You as well, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. For 2021, they are the Great Lakes Bay Area's certified ag dealer, and you can make a new Ram commercial truck or van a part of your everyday use for family, farm, and business today. From Schaefer and Beerline since 1852, where family and service sells cars. And by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available today at Ed Raymond and Sons, celebrating more than 100 years at 151 West Broad Street in downtown Chesaning, open 7 days. Good morning, Doug. What are we looking at now?
Well, I think maybe we're running out of hot air, but we'll see. 2 o'clock is only around the corner, so that's when the Fed makes their announcements and do their talky talk. Most of the negative is in energies. Gasoline ought to be right around $2.68 soon, because we're down pretty close to 6 cents on the wholesale side at 203. So we'll see if they follow through with that. But anyway, here's your numbers. The May corn is 556. up 1 3/4. December corn 475 1/2, down 2 1/4. The May soybeans 14.13 3/4, down 9 1/2. November soybeans 12.36, down 9 cents. May wheat is 6.43 3/4, down 3 1/4, and December wheat 6.38 3/4, also down 3 1/4. Crude oil 63.80, down 88 cents. Heating oils 190.31, down 2.5 cents. Gasoline 203.87, down 6 1/4 cents. Natural gas 255 1/2, down 4.5 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.2481 at the border. That's up 38 ticks. The yen is at 109.25, up 27 ticks. The euro 119.03, up 3 ticks. The dollar's at 91.97, up 10.5 ticks. Gold's at 17.27, down $3.90. Silver's at 25.96, down 1.5 cents. Platinum's a big mover today, 11.97.10, down $22.
All righty, Doug, you take care. Have a good one, okay? Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. We'll be right back. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Tri-County Equipment. Spring service specials going on right now at Tri-County. You're going to save on whatever you need done. On lawn tractors, residential zero-turn mowers, commercial zero-turn mowers, compact utility tractors, high-performance gator utility vehicles, and yes, like me, you can get your snowblower off your lawn and garden tractor right now. Tri-County will do it for you. 50% off pickup and delivery as well. So check it out. Remember, when you're talking John Deere and Michigan's Thumb, as well as Saginaw Reese and Birch Run, it is Tri-County Equipment, working harder, doing more. Scott Dumas with Nutrient Ag Solutions. I hope you caught that. I'm going to take my snowblower off now.
I did catch that. I think it's time. Actually, I was talking to our location up just south of Traverse City yesterday morning, and they said they had 3 to 4 inches of wet snow yesterday.
Wow. And right now, it looks like they're getting more up there.
Yeah.
But fortunately for us, that's not the case. I think for all intents and purposes, the snow that we did get in February really did our wheat a big favor this year.
It sure did. We got some cold weather there earlier, but when the push come to shove, we got some insulation on the wheat. That was good, and the wheat coming out of dormancy is looking pretty good. So I think with the price of it and the price that it went in the ground at and the price that it's at now is a little different, and it's worth taking care of because it actually looks like it's coming out of dormancy in nice shape.
So what are you advising our growers to be doing right now, especially with the wheat?
So we, main thing is get out there early when the field conditions are right, whether that's on the frost or on dry ground, and get nitrogen on. The earlier we get nitrogen on the wheat, the more it will produce tillers. And, the tillers will produce a head, and more heads per acre produces more yield per acre. So that's what we're trying to achieve there, is get more heads per acre.
And for folks that need some answers to questions right now, my guess is any of the branches are ready to answer all the questions producers have got.
Yeah, so right now is an exciting time. The sun's out. It's mid 40s to low 50s currently today. And I even saw a post where my wife showed me a post, actually, to be totally honest, that the first sugar beets went in the ground on Monday over in Ontario. So it's getting that time, so everybody's got some questions, and our staff's ready to answer all of those questions.
You got to be kidding me. You know what you just did? Those guys here in the United States that want to be the first one to put sugar beets in, they want to plant this afternoon. You know that?
Well, there might be a few of them that try it, but yeah, Amy saw a post that there was a grower that tends to be the first one for Michigan sugar planted on Monday.
Unbelievable. Scott, take care. Always good to talk to you. We'll talk to you again soon. All righty.
Have a great day.
I will.
Thanks.
Scott Duma with Nutrient Ag Solutions. Jerry Samolsky in a moment.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd since 1991. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Jerry Samolsky, we were talking about sugar beets going in Ontario province already. A little early yet to put those plants out, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Terry, it sure is. But you know what it isn't too early for is if you want to start getting out and do a little bit of spring weeding and get your pre-emergent down. So those spring annuals that come up soon will have protection by getting your preen down or your pre-emergent herbicide down early. Sure isn't going to hurt anything. So not a problem at all to get it out. Go ahead and have that. And if you've got the time, the weather has been great, a little bit cool lately, but this weekend's going to be spectacular.
I think so. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the plant of the week. All righty. Talk to you later.
You betcha.
Jerry, have a good day. Jerry Samolsky.
Have you been waiting for your bank to respond on getting a PPP loan? Are you worried that your loan is too small for your bank to worry about? I'm Bob Thomas, commercial lender at Thumb Bank and Trust, to let you know that you are never too small for us. Over the past year, we have all endured the worst economic storm due to a pandemic in our lifetimes. Many small businesses and farmers feel like they have been left behind during this unprecedented crisis. At Thumb Bank and Trust, we have made it our mission to stand up for business customers that need help to make payroll, pay everyday expenses, and keep their doors open. We've worked hard for our customers, and as a community bank who cares deeply about the communities that we serve, we help anyone in this time of need, whether you're a customer or not. If you need a partner during this extremely difficult time to help you get through it, give us a call and we'll go to work for you. Call the Thumb Bank branch nearest to you and see what it feels like to have a bank that cares, no matter how big or how small you are. Thumb Bank and Trust, with offices in Pigeon, Cass City, Caseville, Bad Axe, and Bay City, where we have been community strong for over 125 years, and an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
The folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth want to remind you that those Farm All tractors will tackle every job on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. With that 30 to 140, 105 horsepower range, an army of attachments. They'll take care of whatever you need. And with spring right around the corner, you're going to be really busy. Farm All tractors from Weiss Equipment, 450 North Main, across from Kroger and Frankenmuth, doing it right longer.
It's Mark Lave and Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
This note, Michigan wheat producers will begin voting on their program continuation. The voting is, well, the ballots are going out right now. Voting starts anytime. You got to get those votes in, though, by the 2nd of April. So mark that down and get it taken care of. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, but now we join radio stations all across the country by playing our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve K.